Yo people them, how we doing? How we doing? Um I'm tired, bro. I am tired. I've had a long couple of days. We had a mad podcast on the Thursday, which I don't really want to speak too much on right now because I need to really watch it back, because I went mad on there. I went absolutely mad. But it was kind of my intention to go mad. Like, I was in that mode. I've been in that mode since last week, um, where I'm putting myself on the front line to make a situation that brings more into the Sinners podcast, ultimately, which everyone benefits from. I'm taking matters into my own hands. And you see, with me, because I've decided to take matters into my own hands, I can be very extreme with it. I don't have any boundaries in terms of pushing myself to the limit. Do you get it? Now I understand what the podcast is. I watch a lot of podcasts and I analyze a lot of things. So I try to understand what people want to see from podcasts. I try to understand what people want to, what type of content people like to take in, and then on top of that, I'll see where our brand is sitting and how far we can push the podcast in terms of content for the audience to grow. You know what I mean? And when I do some of them analytics, I don't look at it from an angle that is like generic, if that makes sense. So like, oh yeah, let's talk more about business because we're going to get more business views. Oh yeah, let's talk more on mental health topics. That's a good thing to talk about. You know what I mean? Like, that's just cliche stuff. That's just like, if I'm not the biggest mental health advocate, why are you coming to me for that? You get it? If I'm not the biggest businessman in the world, why are you coming to me for that? Now, I am a businessman and I do have a lot of knowledge to pass over within business, but I'm not the biggest businessman in the world. Do you get it? There's people that are way more educated, way more successful within those fields. But what I'm trying to do is, one, be me, and two, push everything that I've got going on to a position where it's making money. It's making money. It's and everyone can benefit from it. So I watch a lot of things in it, and I listen to a lot of things, and I put myself in a position right now to have to build my personal brand. You get what I'm saying? Like, because when I'm building the podcast, if I to focus on just building a podcast, with the people that I'm surrounded with, if they're not good enough, it's hard for them to get any better if there's no example of what better is. And what is better really? Like, what does that mean? Like, what do you like? There's so many questions that people will probably ask. What do you want from us? What do you want from me? Do you get it? Or what do you want from myself? There's so many questions that can be asked, and a lot of them people don't have the answers for. And I'm not just talking about on screen. I'm talking about off screen as well. Like, people behind the scenes. People see content online and they want to get involved. And the question is, like, when you start a business, especially like within this social media space, it looks cool. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it looks cool to be associated with certain things. Or you can see a vision, you think, oh, that looks like it's going to do well. I want to be involved. Do you get it? And then you can start building a team, or you can start working with people. And because you all started working on a project together, who's really responsible for that project, and who's really responsible or getting it to where it needs to get to. Ultimately, the person that started in it. So anyone else that comes along in the journey, unless you're paying them, they need to figure out what they're getting out of it. And me personally, my thing is, if you are coming along in the journey, I want you to get something out of it for yourself. I'd love to be able to pay everyone this, that, and the other. I'd love to be able to set the company, the company in a way where everyone's on a wage to do what they need to do. But ultimately, this game is not easy to crack. You know what I mean? Like, as good as it looks, money doesn't come in like that. So then, why am I doing this? Do you get it? That's what I gotta ask myself. Why? Why are you doing it if money's not coming in? It's because there's a big marketing opportunity there. There's a big opportunity to help others, help people that's close to me to understand that there's other ways to do things. And we've created a community, yeah. And it's not a short-term success thing. 100%, it's not. It's definitely not that. So it potentially will come, but it's not going to come because you just say it's going to come. It doesn't work like that. You have to figure everything out. It's got to be figured out. You've got to figure it out. And along the way, like I said, people will jump on the journey and they'll get their benefits from it, or they'll think that they're owed more, or their value should be more. And that's fine, bro. But the question that you got to ask yourself is, the people that's on the journey now, if all of a sudden some money came in, yeah, and everyone was put on a wage, would you pay them? Are they good enough to be paid? Because if everyone's pulling in the same direction and everyone's top of their field, money should be coming in already. And there's two options. You either pay them, or they go and take their skills and their talent elsewhere. You know, it doesn't have to end on bad terms. It just means that everyone's value is met. Do you get it? You use the tool to better themselves and make a better position for themselves. That's how I see it. Maybe everyone else sees it differently. Some people, you know what it is, what I've realized about in this life as well, people will look at me, and because I do business, because I can do certain things and I can do this, that, and the other, they'll look at me and think, oh, he's got it. He can do this. He has to do this. Oh, if that's not going right, I feel like the person at the top always gets looked at like they have no problems. Do you get it? And no one actually looks at the person at the top to think, let me try and match his energy. He seems to be putting in a lot of effort into something that potentially he doesn't really need to. So if he can do that, why wouldn't I match that? And if I match that, I'm sure we'll be in a better place. Instead, everyone just comes along on a journey and just dragged along, you know? But you know what? That's just something that I've got to figure out. Regardless of this, regardless of what I'm saying, you still got to love your team, still got to build, and you still got to learn to understand. Someone sent me a quote the other day, and it's saying communication is not the problem, it's comprehension. Do you understand the person that's talking? I think understanding the person that's talking is way more important than having communication. You get it? Because there's some people that I don't even need to communicate with, but we understand each other. I could not speak to them for a hell of a long time, but we understand each other. Yeah, and then when we speak within our relationship, things grow. You know what I mean? Like there's you know what I'm saying? We get things done. So yeah, more than anything, people have to understand. But yeah, this podcast was a mad one. It was designed to be mad. That's one thing I will say. I just don't think that if you come for the smoke and you get the smoke, I just don't feel like you should be surprised at the outcome. that's one thing I will say. Obviously, I'll probably end up speaking about it more when it comes out. But I haven't watched it back. I haven't really got any opinions on it like that. As long as the podcast does what it needs to do, I'm good. I'm not out here to harm anyone, diss anyone. I don't want no bad things for nobody. But I understand the position that I'm in, where I want to be, and how much work it's gonna take. Now, just in a video from Rich talking about he just needed a break. I wish I could take a break, bro. I wish I could just not turn up, bro. You know? And that's good for you to be able to do that, bro. You don't have to turn up. I'm not paying you, so you get what I'm saying? If that's for you to get out, if you get out of it what you want, and if you don't want this, then I hear that. If you just wanted a break, I hear that too. But for me personally, I feel like we all design the world that we live in. And what I mean by that is if we're accountable for our actions, we realize that any pressures as a man that we have, we put ourselves in to some extent. Some are put onto us. Some people run from them, some people embrace them. Some people have responsibilities, some people don't. Do you get it? It's down to the individual and how they move. I mean, there's people that I know that don't take on any responsibility, they'll run from it. But in a lot of areas, they're rich, you know what I mean? And that's just them. That's just what they do. And there's others that take on all of the responsibility and are good people, but they're broke. So you gotta find balance. You gotta find balance for your mental health. You gotta find balance for moving forward in life. And you gotta ask yourself, really, what do you want? What do you want? Do you get it? Because I feel like with this content space, a lot of people want to be the finished article, or they want to be some great person of influence, but are not actually looking at what it takes to be that. And they've convinced themselves that what it takes is to just film a few videos, is to have a few followers on TikTok, Instagram, is to, just do that. But bro, we live in a world of billions, and these apps are billions of people sign up to them. So what is going to stand out from you and the rest? What's going to stand out? Then you got to ask yourself, how can I get to where I need to get to? What can I utilize that's around to help me get into a better position? You got to ask yourself that. And then on top of that, you got to ask yourself, am I going to take this seriously, or is it just something that I like and I'm interested in, but I need to go and get a job because I need to pay the bills first? Not everyone's cut out for business. Business is, I promise you now, if I could start again and I had the mind that I had now, from the age of 16, 17, I would have just worked, saved, worked. I wouldn't have done no bullshit. I wouldn't have been going out nowhere, and I just would have worked. And then I may, in later of life, would have started business, but I would have had the capital and the surety to do so. A lot of people are starting businesses with no money and expecting money to come in quick, or expecting results. And ultimately, that might be your downfall, is that you've got nothing to land back on, and that you're acting, I don't know, let's say desperate in certain ways, or you're taking things that you shouldn't. There's multiple reasons why things may not work. It could be the same for the podcast. It might be that we're trying too much, that for my personal view on what I want, it's not working. Do you get it? But I definitely don't think that. I definitely don't think that. I just think that I'm at a stage where I need to show the people around me that are involved in what's going on that it takes a lot to become somebody, and you want to be somebody. I didn't necessarily want to do this, like, but I have the capabilities of doing it. So it's like, fuck it. You ain't listening to me. I don't know how to communicate this message. So I'm just gonna make this what it needs to be. And it's not that I need to be arguing with people every week. It's not that I need to be controversial every week, but I need to put more eyes on the podcast in a way that characters are built. Characters are built, and you invest in the characters. A bit like Joe Budden's podcast. When you watch Joe Budden's podcast, you know the names of the characters, but it's the fact that they have open and honest conversations that people relate to that podcast, that people invest in that podcast, that people really tune into that podcast. And we have that at the Sinners. We have real life situations, real life people, and people that wouldn't mind sharing their life on the screen. We have that situation, but just because you have it, it doesn't mean that it's going to be received online. So you've got to do certain things in order for you to get eyes, and feel like some people think they're just going to talk about mental health and then just get loads of followers and then start making money. I mean, if you think that, then just keep doing it for years and years, and then that's it. You don't need to be doing controversial things to get that either, but you do need to have a plan, or you do need to have a strategy that is up to the times with the algorithms, with what's going on in the world. And also, when you have that plan, you start to get them followers, start to grow in. You need to have a plan of retaining them for one, and two, directing them to sales. If you don't understand all of that, brother, you're lost. So my thing is, I am trying to understand that. So anyone that's on this journey, I'm gonna push to be the best person, and it ain't gonna look pretty. It's not gonna look pretty at all, and I don't care. So if you don't want this, bounce, bro. Bounce, bro, because I'm not here to play games. I know that much. I ain't here to play no games, bro. I'm here to create something that can benefit a lot of people, bro, including myself, all my people. You get it? That's what I'm here for. But if you're not on this, yeah, and you can't take this pressure, bounce, bro. Yeah, I just want to say, yeah, that trust me, I love all my people, bro. I just want more out of them. I want to be in a place where everyone is not struggling. I don't want to hear no one moaning about no money. I don't want to hear no one moaning about no problems within their household, because they all come down to finances at the end of the day. Like, it's a hard struggle, and we grew up in a way where we was taught the wrong way. Do you get it? And it's hard to unlearn some of this stuff, man. It really is. I'm struggling to unlearn a lot of stuff, bro, that's holding me back in life, but ultimately, gotta figure it out. I have to figure it out, and I'm on that path to figuring it out, and I have no choice but to succeed. But without going through my whole stuff, I just want to say to Rich, bro, I wish I could have a break. I wish it was that easy. But guess what, bro? You're my brother. You take your break. You take your break, my bro. Do what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? I gotta stay consistent. Yeah. When the time's ready for me to take a break, I'll take a break, bro. But I'm constantly thinking, bro, for you lot, trust me, cause that's just who I am. Like, if you come into my space, bro, I want the best for you, and that might be painful. It's just who I am. I can't help it. I can't help it. Yeah, I do listen to everyone. I do understand everyone. I just want the best, and that's my curse. But yo, that podcast that comes out soon is a mad thing. Big up, Lily. Love you same way. You came down for smoke. You was expecting it to go in your towards. You wanted everyone to feel a certain way for you, and I tried to just give perspective. You didn't want perspective, and ultimately you just come out in a bit of a ramble damble. China took some strays, which he needed to, but China, I do rate China highly. I rate his drive and his ambition, but at the same time, we're all big men, bro. We shouldn't be in this position. You get what I'm saying? So it's no time. There is no time to be building Ross Clarkson at this age. It should be built. That's it. That's how I see it. You get what I'm saying? So as much as I give man praise, just understand we ain't got time like that. Time's not on our hands no more like that. And I'm not saying that things can't happen at a later age. I'm just saying, for me personally anyway, I got kids to deal with and rare. So this ambition thing or trying to build something, if it's not building, I need to focus back. I need to 100% focus back into my family life, if that makes sense. Now, me focusing on the business is focusing on the family life because I see as a way to benefit them. Do you get it? But if it's not doing that, if I don't feel like that, then what am I doing? Do you get it? And yeah, I'll say all this and I'll probably contradict myself at some point down the line or think a certain way at a different point. But yeah, this is just my thoughts for today, innit? So just take it how you want. But yo, just get ready for the smoke. Sunday's one smoke and then the next week one smoke. I ain't smoking every week, but I'm glad I've just got out of this energy, bro. Do you get it? And people are dying around me as well, bro. And it's like I'm starting to feel numb to it all, and it's like I can't leave like this, man. I can't. I'm meant for more than this, and there's a lot of things that hold me back and a lot of situations that have stopped us from being where we need to be, bro. And I ain't trying to make no excuses, bro, or slow down. I just can't carry dead weight no more, bro. That's it. So, yeah, anyone that feels I'm disrespecting them, you just need to do more. Fuck off. In a bit.